going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of our Inter Milan career mode here on Trophy Hunter, and today we are going to end Season 3 and start Season 4. And we are going to start here on the Serie A table and take a look at where we finished. As you can see, third place, behind Torino on goal difference. Actually, not goal difference. I assume that's head-to-head because we had a better goal difference. But I wanted to point out Juventus because we have to win this league. Juventus here won 35 out of their 38 and drew 3 and lost none. 114 goals for and 14 against. 100 goal difference. They are going to take some serious catching next year. We finished 23 points back. If we beat them twice, that's a 6-point close. We're going to have to be incredible next year round. And as you can see, top scores, Ronaldo scored 41. The right back, Munir, scored 19. I mean, hopefully we can see Ronaldo retire or something ridiculous like that. That would be awesome. But I wanted to show you the squad and what we changed it to. We changed the formation from 5 at the back, and this worked a little bit better after we changed it toward the end of the season. So hopefully we can work on this a little bit and try and find players to fit into this system. What I'm looking for in the market is a couple of different things. I think we need a left back over here just to get a little bit better at left back. Asamoah is good, 31 though. Not the quickest. We need someone who can get up and down the pitch. Also, possibly another center back. Godin wants to leave, and Godin is 34, and as you can see, his pace dropping and dropping and dropping, and on this difficulty, unfortunately, it's very difficult to play with. So another striker and perhaps another cam. Politano is there at the moment. Politano can definitely play there, but someone even at minimum to come in behind him is probably where we want to go. We've discussed possibly getting a pacier striker. Lukaku is nice to have, but the way the difficulty plays now, you know, maybe a change at striker is necessary. We're about to jump into the new season. I haven't just yet, but I've shortlisted some players here in a couple different positions. Insigne is someone we looked at last year, but we've looked at CDM here. Ndidi, Casemiro at Real Madrid, Pogba, who's also at Real Madrid. Allen is someone I really like playing with. We'll see. Wijnaldum, the Liverpool midfielder. Tolisso is a good option as well. And then we were over here at left back. Alexandro, Lucas Digne, Jose Gaya, and David Alaba. We shall see. Alexandro to pluck away from that Juventus team would be awesome. And then at striker, we're looking for a bit of pace. Aubameyang, Marcus Rashford, Gabriel Jesus, who's over at Valencia, may want to step up a little bit. And then Milik, the Napoli forward, though he's our fourth kind of option there. Not the quickest. Wouldn't really do too much in that perspective, but we shall see. Still a lot about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm not sure why I said his own name either. Aubameyang. But he is 31 and won't exactly get any quicker. Rashford, on the other hand, still young. You know, we'll see. And then I looked at Zuma, hopefully to bring in as a fourth choice kind of center back. I'm not really going to go out of my way and not look at something like that. We shall see. As striker, we may have to move Lukaku on. We have 22 million in the bank and a wage budget of 2.92 million. I mean, that can turn into a lot more. Maybe not. I'm surprised at how little we get for 507,000 a week on wage budget. Only turns into £1 million in transfer budget, which is very, very strange. But we can end the season here. We'll take a look at our squad just a little bit before we jump into the new season. Take a look at the top performers and things. Here we go. Stats. Handanovic, there he is. God, we have a lot of goalkeepers, don't we? 59 appearances, 19 clean sheets, not too bad. Let's see what we're looking at in defense. Skriniar with 45 appearances, 12 clean sheets. De Vrij, 9 clean sheets on 40 appearances. Godin made 42 appearances, but he may be moving on. Ferro, a good player to have. 30 appearances as well. Matal, 49 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists on 13 clean sheets. Not too bad. Lazaro did well. Also coming in, Matal it's a little bit tired, a little bit quicker than I would like. But Lazaro's a nice backup to have. Brozovic, 40 appearances, 3 goals, 7 assists. Not too bad. 13 clean sheets as well. Vecino started to play more toward the end of the season. Then we kind of took him out. He's a difficult player to gauge. Not too great at a ton of things, but 28 appearances still. Sensi, not too bad. Barella, 42 appearances, 5 goals, 4 assists, 13 clean sheets. Someone we're definitely going to keep around. He's grown 5 overall points this year, up to 85 overall. Very nice to have around. Valero's leaving. Eriksson, 40 appearances, 23 goals, 11 assists, 12 clean sheets. Player of the year. If I had to pick one, he's been tremendous all year round. Politano, 31 appearances, 11 goals, 5 assists. Very nice. Coming off the bench mostly. Ishak, 14 goals and 7 assists on 29 appearances is very good. Esposito with 4 goals on 14 appearances. Good to have around, of course, and only getting better. As you can see, he grew 12 overall this year, up to 77. Lautaro Martinez, 45 appearances, 25 goals, 24 assists, and 12 clean sheets. Very nice from him. And then Lukaku, 43 appearances, 18 goals, and 10 assists. Good from the Belgian, but since the turn of the difficulty, it's just difficult to keep them around. They're much better at tackling through the back now. Hold-up play is really being thrown to the side at the moment, so it's difficult to keep him around. But we're going to jump into the new season in just a moment. This will take a little bit, so I'll be right back once the new season starts. All right, everybody, we are back. Season 2 has begun, and a couple of things to look at. Here's our tournament, our preseason tournament here. We're not going to play it or anything, but we are in a group with Paris, Bayern, and Al Hilal. And then Group B is Barca, Shandong, Guangzhou, and Liverpool. So a tough little tournament here, though the prize money is pretty good if we win it. But a couple of things have happened to the squad. A couple players are gone on loan, and then a couple players have come back on loan. Sensi being the big one gone. There was also somebody else on the bench here that was gone. I believe it is Gagliardini. Yes, it is Gagliardini who's gone. But we've also gotten a couple of people back in on loan who could be useful in the squad. The two being Ivan Perisic and Nainggolan, who we may move on. I'm not sure what I want to do with Nainggolan yet. His relationship here isn't exactly great at the moment. But Perisic back is a nice little player to have back. We've also got a couple of other players here. Dalbert could be useful at left back. We have our second left back being... it was Baragi, who's gone by the looks of it, actually. So he's the third player to go. Yeah, a couple players in and out. So Dalbert's come in, direct replacement for Baragi, who had a pretty decent season last year, but that is okay. Karamo, we are going to move on. Bakayoko, DeMarco, and most of these players we're going to move on. Pinamonti is 21. But Esposito is a good option to have, and we're going to try and bring in another striker anyway. Esposito's already there. Ishak. I think we are going to move Pinamonti on. Because this save is sort of short term, moving him on now is probably the best way to go about it. Oh, Gagliardini is not gone. He's over here on the left. Who was sitting here then? Oh, Barella. Oh my god, I didn't even realize he'd leave on loan. Or he was in on loan. That's so annoying. Okay, so we've got a couple of things to deal with. One being some midfielders need to come in. At the moment, I'd probably put Nainggolan in there. Yeah, we need a couple of midfielders now. Okay. Barella was here on loan. I was unaware of that. Italy is so annoying with the way they go about things. Everyone's just loaned out everywhere, then they combine purchases and things. It's really strange. How much would he cost to bring back? Where is he at? Cagliari. Oh, this must have been part of that switch for Nangolan. Maybe. They do that stuff all the time. I dislike it, but it's the lack of money there, unfortunately. So yes, we've got a couple of things to look at. First, let's take a look at our budget. 128 million pounds. We're gonna have players to move on. Let's see if we can pop some players over here on away from the club. DeMarco can go. Add to transfer list. Anyone we don't need can go. Ranocchia can go. We won't need 5 center backs. Godin wants to leave. We're going to bring in another anyway. Gravelon can go. Bastoni can go as well, really. Atal stays, you stay. Fascino can go. Unfortunately, he just doesn't play very well. We're going to need a lot of players here, unfortunately. Add to transfer list. Agume. Emers can go. All these players can go because this is short term. Some of them I'd be more inclined to not just kick out of here just so quickly, but under normal circumstances. But at the moment, this is how it's going to go. We're going to have a lot of players to look at here. Colido, add to transfer list. Esposito, Isaac, Luongo can go as well. And we're going to put Lukaku on the transfer list and see what kind of bids we get back. In my ideal world, since we need 2 of these now, 2 players, 3 midfielders now, right? We need a midfielder to start. Need a midfielder to start at the back of the diamond. And we probably need another now that Barella is gone. If we can bring Barella back and... God, that's so annoying. 3 midfielders have to come in. That's the point. If Barella's one of them, he's one of them. But other than that, 3 midfielders have to come in. A left back has to come in. A striker, depending, has to come in. And this center back has to come in. 14 million. We're going to buy Kurt Zuma right now just to get that 4th center back in and be done at center back. We'll just be done at that position. Offer transfer fee 15. I'll go with 12, see what they say. 23 is a little bit higher than I would like. Let's try 15.3, see what they say. 23. Sticking to your price tag at 23. This is probably as high as I'm gonna go. Okay. Sticking to your fee. Bloody liar is what he is. But 18 million, not too bad. We'll see what kind of money comes into the club and what kind of money goes out of the club going forward. It's going to be a very, very busy window. Let's see if I can make this 3 years. Okay, 3-year deal. He's 25. Asking for a 2-year deal is a bit strange. Okay, what do you want salary-wise? Not going to tell me, are you? He's on 85K a week, which is quite a bit. $53. Okay, that's not bad. I'll just accept that. Okay, so we bought in our 4th center back, and hopefully some others will leave. We shall see going forward. In an ideal world, I can bring in Rashford. Left back. Probably Gaia would be the option here. 27 million. Alaba, 47. Din. Yeah, he's probably the cheapest. Alexandro's actually moved to Dortmund, so we can get him off the list. So it's probably Gaia would probably be the good option here. Pogba. He's just joined, so he's not going anywhere. That's a shame. So in a real... Could I put Tolisso back there? In our ideal world. Tolisso, Allen, and Barella could come back. We can play Tolisso at the back there. Allen and Eriksson. Barella could also be there. Do I need those 3 really good players? 32. Allen's not going anywhere, so that's never mind. Ndidi. If I play his release clause is 62 million at Wilfred Ndidi. Casemiro, 79 million. We may have to look at a couple more midfielders, or we can bring Barella back, bring Tolisso in, bring Wijnaldum in, and Rashford. 48 million is actually not as much as I thought he'd be going for. Him and Gabriel Jesus are on the same option. 50 million for Barella. Barella, and then we'll see. We'll see as we go forward, because we need a little bit of help, and we also, you know, we need some other things to happen. Transfer budget increase, loan offer for Agume. No, we're only doing some sales. Just exploring, just exploring. I'm just exploring Lukaku. That's the only one where I'm genuinely just exploring with Lukaku. We'll see what kind of bids come in from around the world, and we will see what happens. They're interested in Godin, a player I'm ready to let go. We'll delegate this. Start there. And reject that loan bid. I may have to look for some more midfielders to add to the list. Nainggolan is probably going to leave. I need someone to start in Brozovic's place. I need Barella, quote unquote, and then another. Vecino's leaving, Gagliardini's leaving. I need more. So if they all three leave, if Nainggolan leaves, Vecino leaves, Gagliardini leaves, you know, it is going to be a little bit difficult to get everything up and rolling. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to get as much settled as I can, and then we'll come back and see what we've done to the squad. I may just run through it as a list instead of just running through it like I normally do. So it'll be a little bit to deal with. So let's jump into well, I'm going to jump into it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm going to run through this before I jump right into the squad. I'm going to run through how players went in and out of the club, and the time frame of how everything happened. That way we can have everything here in one go. There's been a lot of movement, so there's going to be a lot of change here in the squad. Is a little bit different. We're still might be in a in the works for a couple of things, but we shall see as the rest of the window unfolds. But let's jump right into it. Zuma, we did it early, 18.3 million into the club, and then we the man he was replacing, Diego Godin, goes out. So a £7 million profit there, 25.6 million out to Dortmund. He didn't really want to play. We kind of wanted to move on to someone more athletic, and we've done that and made a profit of £7.3 million, which is pretty good. Candreva was the next to move out, up to Mönchengladbach, 5.7 million. Just didn't play enough, and getting up there, as you can see, 33 years of age. Then we bought a player in, Corentin Tolisso, 26 years of age, 47 million pounds. Not too bad of a signing here. He's probably going to sit deeper for us in that pivot right in front of the back four. And then we got a younger player here, Coludio, out to Kayserispor, I believe, and then 1.65 million, just a little bit of change into the club. Vecino, the next to leave, off to Villarreal, 13.7 million. We just couldn't get the feel for him. He just didn't play very well at the club. Next, Ranocchia out. Leipzig, 3.6 million. A player, once again, 32 years of age, not exactly getting any faster. It's just that pace. It's really deadly on center backs, and it was similar to Godin's, getting very, very low, and we cashed in while we could. He was our sixth choice center back last year anyway, and we're only playing with 2 this year, so we don't need him around. Politano, a surprise. I wasn't actually going to sell him on, 27 years of age, but a bid came in from Lyon, 43 million pounds. I felt we had to, take that for what it was worth. We did bring in a replacement to play at Cam, and you'll see who it is in a second, but 43 million pounds is good business for a player who really wasn't playing a whole ton. But first we went to left back. Jose Gaya into the club, 34.9 million pounds. A good signing. We have a left back now who can up his game a little bit, 25. The stamina is not decreasing. The pace isn't really decreasing like it is on Asamoah. So We got a player who can go up and down the pitch, and hopefully a good signing for us. And then the replacement for Politano, 55 million. Lorenzo Insigne, 29 years of age, from Napoli, a fierce rival. A good bit of business, I think. Politano and 12 million for Insigne, I think, is a good trade. They're similar in age. That's something I saw and I didn't think I could pass up. So he'll play Cam, and Eriksson will play on the right side of the diamond. Gagliardini off to Sevilla, 15.1 million pounds. Another player who didn't really play too much for us, and a bit of money to come into the club. Caramo, a player who was out on loan last year, someone we weren't going to use on the right side of midfield, 10 million pounds to Fiorentina, not too bad. Emmer's out, 1.2 million, a bit of change in, and then more to come in. Another taken from a rival, this time from Lazio, Hassem Aouar, 48.1 million pounds. I wanted to bring back Barella. We may have to wait a little bit to bring Barella back. If we're here next year, we're definitely going to bring him back into the club, but they wanted 60 some odd million for him, and at the moment, money wise, we're kind of, wheeling and dealing, trying to get as much money in as we can. We will have to see, but Aouar, definitely value for his money. One of the best midfielders in the game when he grows to his potential. Just someone we couldn't pass up. And he'll play on the left side of the midfield. So the midfield three looking relatively good. Gravelon out to Sheffield United, 2.35 million. Decent enough. And then we bought in another midfielder to back up. We need probably 6 or 7 midfielders, really. We have 6 at the moment. This is the 6th one. Stanislav Lobotka, someone I've used in Football Manager a lot, but not necessarily in FIFA ever. 21 million pounds, not a ton of money. Comfortable at rotation, so hopefully he's a good signing for us. And that, at the moment, is how we were doing. For the moment, we do have 31 million pounds in the bank transfer-wise. I'm waiting to see if another offer comes in for Romelu Lukaku. 2 have come in at around 55 million pounds. He's worth a little bit more than that, I think. And if something does come in, you feel you can go out and get one of the strikers we really wanted. And we'll do that if it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just one of those things. So at the moment, this is what the team looks like. Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku up front, Insigne in behind, Aouar, Eriksson, and Tolisso, the midfield three, and then Gaia, De Vrij, Skriniar, Atal, then Handanovic in goal, who just got back from an injury. He hurt himself in the preseason tournament that we did win, but he looks okay to play. And then on the bench at the moment, Brozovic, a midfielder, Lobotka, midfielder. Nainggolan's the other midfielder for the moment. We could possibly move Nainggolan on. We'll see what kind of price we get for Nainggolan. If we can move him on and bring Barella in, that would be the ideal situation. We've got backup at striker, Ishak, or Isaac. God, I still can't get used to it. Isaac, and then Esposito. Center back, Ferro, and then we have another center back, I believe Zuma, of course, yes. The player we bought in. Where is he hiding, though? Oh, there he is. Perisic to back up at Cam. Could possibly put him at striker if we really wanted to. Probably won't need to. And then in emergency situations, he can play where Aouar is playing on the left side of midfield. And we got backup at right back, Lazaro. Backup at left back, Asamoah. Dalbert is still here, trying to move him on as well. So we may still get some money in, depending on how much we will have to see. If we can get enough money in to get... If we sold Dalbert, Nainggolan, and some of the players down here that aren't really going to play. Bastoni's got something going on with him now. He may leave for around 8 million. If we can get money in to bring Barella in, and then enough money to, bring in a player to replace Lukaku should he leave, we'll be in a really, really good spot. But at the moment, a pretty decent squad we've got here. Maybe not as thick as it used to be, a bit thinner. But we've got plenty of players here. We've got the 6 midfielders. We've got a backup for every position if need be. The second team would probably be Esposito, Isaac, Perisic in behind, and then the 3 midfielders. So it'd be Lobotka, Nainggolan, Brozovic, and then at the back, Asamoah, Ferro, Zuma, Lazaro, and then we have Radu as a backup goalkeeper. So we're in a pretty decent spot all around. We're just possibly waiting to bring in another midfielder if Nainggolan leaves, and Dalbert leaves, and then possibly a striker, of course, should Lukaku leave. So, we're in a good spot, ready for the new season. I'll talk about it a little bit more next episode. Not Brozovic. Who was I looking for? Nainggolan. We'll add him to the transfer list and see what it is. But he's not a player I don't mind. I don't mind having Nainggolan around. We'll talk about it a little bit next episode when we jump into the games. But what I'm thinking about doing for the next, well, for the seasons going on, since we are, you know, only on our 4th season and, of course, just starting February, we may go football manager style for the rest of these. 2 games an episode, and then the rest of the episode I'll probably jump a little bit, probably get to, you know, maybe jump a month and a half, do 2 more, and then where I played the 3rd game normally will be spent talking about how the rest of the season is going, just so we can zip through these a lot quicker. We still got plenty of seasons to get through. So we shall see as that goes forward, guys. But that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you folks, of course, have enjoyed it. I hope you guys like what I've done with the squad. We have done a lot of change. 3, 4 starters have changed, possibly a 5th, depending on what Lukaku does. So it's been a lot of change here, but we need an overhaul, and we need to, you know, do as much as we can to go ahead and try and catch Juventus, who were unbelievable last year. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, guys, that's it. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.